Well, in climbing, you always use slings for a variety of things, even for climbing ropes. One of the problems you run into with a traditional knot, let me stick this little tool right here we made while we were in the field, and I'll show you how that's going to work, is with your traditional overhand follow through, sometimes called a ring bend or Englishman's bend or water knot, a lot of different names for it. If you notice, we have a lot of tail hanging around out here, and also it makes it easier for this knot to work loose, and they get caught in carabiner gates, don't let them close properly. Well, we've come up with a knot we call an inside-outside knot. We started using this in the early 70s, and the way we use it is we take tubular webbing like this and we open at least one side of it. You notice this is 1-inch tubular webbing. It has a breaking strength of about 4,000 pounds. In fact, we prefer Climb Spec. It's a little better, I believe. And to start off with, we tied just an overhand in it, maybe close to the middle if you want to, but at least probably 14 to 16 inches or more in it like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to carefully flow down here to keep it straight. We're going to take this other end, we're going to kind of fold it, and we're going to stick it on the inside, thus the name. Inside is here, and the outside is here. And it really makes a nice clean knot, and actually we've tested this, and I've heard of other tests, and now this is our nifty tool. We've taken just a straight stick that we've found around here, and then we kind of catch it on the webbing here. This works great in the shop, or if you're in the field, you can use a stick, and the object is to catch it with a little bit of the stick and work it through. It works best with a really long handled screwdriver, but if you're careful out here, you can make it work too. And you usually push it in about 12 inches at least, so that you have a good tail on each side of the knot. So now I'm going to pull out the stick, kind of smooth it out as best I can, try to make it lay flat in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work this knot, this overhand, back right up over this. And sometimes people say, well, you can't see the ends of it. They get worried, and that's good, you're looking for potential problems. But in this case, it's not a problem, because as you can see here, I pull this tight, and now we can see the end on this side real easily. And if you look at it, you can see the end on that side as well. So this is what we call an inside-outside knot. It makes really a great sling for pulling out and just having a clean sling. And you also have the advantage you can untie it to thread it through things, unlike a sewn sling. The inside-outside knot. The reason we call it that is because one side's on the inside and one side's on the outside. To start with, we're going to tie an overhand knot near the center of the sling we're tying. Then we're going to go to the one side that we have undone or open in the tubular webbing, and we're going to take the other side and thread it through. Now we often tie this only at home because it helps to have a screwdriver that we can catch on the corner and thread it through there. When we're in the field, we often grab a stick along the trail somewhere and just use it to help push through. And you can tie it in the field if you want to as well. We need to have it go through the other webbing at least 12 inches, and that way it'll give us enough of a tail. Once we have threaded one on the inside, we're going to go along, kind of flatten it out so that it lays smooth. Once we've done that, now we're going to grab the overhand and work it back up through so it's actually centered on the place where where the webbing's threaded through on the inside. When we get done, you can see there's a tail on the inside of it because it's extra stiff, and you can also see the other tail, which is on the outside. So it's easy to check your tails. This knot is stronger, it stays tied better, and you don't have those menacing tails hanging out.